Hey, Soul Warriors, it is day 27 of 28 Days to Peace. We are almost there. And this one I called it New Way because this was me really trying to, really stepping into a new way of being. So on this day, I wrote two main things. One, that I was tired. I was physically tired, but I was also like, when I really tapped in, I was tired of my stuff. I was tired of other people's stuff. I was tired of the old stories. I was tired of the way I was feeling. Like, tired enough that I just wanted to put it all down. I didn't want to hear anybody else's stuff. I didn't want to hear about my stuff anymore. I had looked at it ad nauseum, trying to figure out how to get past it. And I mean, the best way to get past something is to just, when you get sick enough of your own stuff or somebody else's stuff, you draw that line in the sand. And there's healthy boundaries for yourself too. And I think we often really forget about applying those healthy boundaries to ourselves. So that day, that was my healthy boundary. I'm like, I'm sick of my shit. I'm sick of other people's shit, sick of the old stories. I'm done with this stuff. But at the same time, like, it was kind of a weird manic place because at the same time, I was feeling excited. I was feeling excited about, my new kitchen coming together. I was feeling excited about new ideas I had in my businesses. I was feeling excited about new tickets, an event I was going to for the first time that I had never been to. And I had actually said for years, like, wouldn't it be so cool to go and see that live one day? And I was actually going to do it in a few weeks. So there was like a lot of newness and a lot of excitement with a lot of, like, when the old stuff came up with, like, ugh, there it is again, I'm done. But I had so much new and exciting things to focus on. It was easier and easier to shift. And I just realized that how much energy I had been putting out with all of that old stuff. And that's what was getting me so tired. So I wrote this one line. I want to read it. That I was owning my new feelings of peace because I had to own them in a very different way. Because again, I thought peace was this Om Zen place that I was gonna reach, and suddenly, like, everything was just like calm and beautiful and perfect. And that's not the case. So I had to own what peace really was turning into be for me, and really relaxing into this new way of being. I was so used to the old stories and the old things and the old obstacles and the old people and listening to their old stories and old things and old obstacles that it was just like a stuck, horrible cycle. So I wrote, as I'm relaxing into a new way of being, I am making space for things to be what they are instead of what they were or what I want them to be. Because if I get really real with myself, I can romanticize the hell out of a friendship, relationship, job. But if I really got real and looked at it, none of those three things were healthy for me or good for me. They weren't mutually beneficial for me. I was giving way more energy and effort than I was ever getting in return, all three combined, with the energy I gave to, like, one of the three. And really accepting what these things were, accepting and embracing the unhealthy of it all as much as the romanticizing of it all, and taking responsibility for allowing myself to stay in the unhealthy so long, and taking responsibility for my own romanticizing, basically bargaining for myself to stay in these positions in these shitty places longer, so that there was more trauma and more crap I had to work on after the fact. And then also that releasing of what I wanted it to be, because I really wanted those glimpses that I really liked to be it. And therefore the romanticizing. So letting go what I wanted it to be, letting go of what it actually was, and letting things just fall where they may. None of those things are in my life anymore, so I'm okay. They don't have to affect me if I don't want to let them. And so, yeah, the new way of being feels pretty damn good. And I hope whatever you've been working on, these 27 to 28 days, you're starting to see, like, oh, okay, this is my peace, this is your happiness, this is your abundance. I hope you're starting to see the evidence of those slight changes. I think often we're looking for that big dramatic, like, oh, I was here and I was so stuck and so upset, and now I'm here and it's nirvana. Like that's not reality. That's not how things work. It's things shift and shift and shift, and sometimes big shifts come, and that's amazing. I mean, I had a few through the 28 days as I've shared, but most shifts are just subtle because you are who you are, and you process and approach life the way you process and approach life. Um, I mean, so you have to accept that a lot of things are going to look similar because that's just how you create, and that's the energy that you have chosen to put out and have around you. So just those slight subtle shifts start slight subtle changes, and then one day you realize, like, okay, that old story doesn't have the charge that it used to, and that person isn't quite as important as they used to be. And can I go back there? Yeah, easily, because, my mind's a powerful tool and it loves to go back. But my mind's also a powerful tool, and I can make sure that it's going forward because I committed to myself. I've committed these last 28 days, then my second set of 28 days, to this community, to walk through this again. Because I show up for myself and I show up for you. And I hope that you've been able to show up for yourself, cut yourself slack when you don't, but get right back on that wagon and keep moving. So accept things just as they are in the moment and really, really embrace your new way of being. All right, that is day 27. I will see you for the final day 28 tomorrow night. Have a great evening, Soul Warriors. Thank you.